On this week's episode, we discuss whether or not instructionals are actually worth the money.
E-bike motorcycle clubs.
We answer a ton of listener questions.
Cup that booty.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the BJJ Balance podcast, episode 75. Matt, that's kind of a milestone episode.
Is it?
75 is a big number.
That's a big number. You're right. It is. It is a big number.
100's right around the corner, my man.
It's an offensive. That's 15 away. I'm not calling me a mathematician.
Yeah, it's
here,
25, brother.
But that's 15. Oh shit. Yeah, dude. Imagine getting it open right from the beginning and it's like, this guy is a fucking meathead. He's a fucking That's 50. That's 25.
I'm no mathematician.
3/4, 4/4 is $1. Come on, idiot. All right. Dude. We're trying out here, dude. I'm trying out here.
Yeah. No,
we're counting change. The BJJ Balance podcast. Math happens.
It's not always correct, but it happens. So yeah, 75. I think that's a milestone episode. I mean, there's a lot of pods that fizzle out and die way before that. So we're well on our way to 100.
We're just fucking Chinese torturing you motherfuckers to death.
Yeah.
The Chinese torture. Remember the little drip? The Chinese torture? Remember that in school?
Yeah. The water torture.
They say like the water drip on your head until it's just done.
We're getting to the point where like a lot of people will binge us. Like I'll get that a lot. Like, hey, I just found you guys. I'm starting at episode 1 and working my way through. We're getting to the point where people aren't going to do that anymore. You know what I mean? They're going to be like, dude, they got
it's like too far.
Yeah. There's 150 episodes. I'm not going to listen to all these. You know what I mean? They're just going to start with
But you should.
Yeah.
You really should. Because some of the questions are like about my shit cup. Like that's fucking, what episode was that? That's like episode, that's like episode, I even forgot about taking a dump in a cup. But we're going to refresh it. And for the new listeners, I'm going to have to tell the story again when we get to that question, the answer. So stay tuned.
So we got a ton of questions. We got a ton of questions this week. I don't know what happened, but it's going to be a mostly answering your guys' questions thing, which I think is fitting for an episode 75. We do have a topic that Matt wants to vent about, and I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
But after the topic, we're diving into questions.
We're white. We're Caucasian, white males. I mean, I have a pinch of Mexican, and I had a cadaver put in my left leg, and it's probably a brother because I can dance really good and this leg has good rhythm.
Just that leg.
But just this leg. But my stanky leg is fire. But we are white men. Dad like white girls. So we live in suburbia. We fortunate enough, we work hard, provide for our family, but there's an epidemic, and I just don't understand it. The e-bike riz. Okay. I'm pulling up on a street and I see 15-year-olds on e-bikes just rolling up, looking hard as fuck too. Like they're like bicycle gang, bro. Like and they're just like ripping through traffic and all through crap. Like what is happening? Like, this is not cool. They don't look cool. Am I envious? Is that what it is? Like when I had blades when I was a kid, rollerblades. You better not leave without your elbow pads,
bro. If I was a 15-year-old kid and I could whip around like a 30-mile range, and that's on one charge, they can carry spare batteries in a bag and whatnot. Whip around 30 miles, doing 25 miles an hour. You know what I mean?
I know,
dude. If I were 15 years old and that was my mode of transportation, I'd be about that life. And I'm seeing them like whip wheelies and shit like that. Like these kids are when they actually get to a motorcycle, they're gonna be nasty on a bike.
I don't think they want to. I don't think they will. I think so many people are buying e-bikes now instead of cars and vehicles. It's like a loophole to get your license.
I don't think it's like a substitution.
Less and less kids are freaking wanting cars, and like they're just and shame on the girls. The young daughters, like, who are just getting like rizzed up by a dude on an e-bike. It's like his mom bought that shit at Costco, girl. Okay.
Well, that's because
he didn't even buy it.
Yeah, look, it's because dad's not pushing back. If your daughter came home, she's 15 years old, and she is whipping around on an e-bike with another 15-year-old, which I don't recommend because their 15-year-olds are idiots, or it's an older guy with a car that's 17, 18 years old, which one are you going to be more comfortable with?
I get what you're saying, Kenny. And I agree. Yeah, that e-bike kid for sure. But
I think the e-bike kid is just like, it's the fuck boy bar gets dropped lower and lower. It's an entry point to your fuck boy years. You didn't used to hit until you were like 18, 19. Now you can be 15 and be a fuck boy. So
like there's I mean, I'm having jiu-jitsu Instagram, so who am I to fucking talk? But there's kids who just like e-bikes. That's all they're like, doing tricks on them, and that's their whole fucking shtick. It's like when the brothers took over dirt bikes like 3 years ago.
Yeah.
And quads. Remember there was like a phase where the brother man was like, I'm taking over quads and dirt bikes. Screw you Caucasians. We can do this better than you too. And they're just in the urban streets. It's like popping wheelies between traffic and stuff.
In New York shit. New Jersey.
Yeah. That was like a thing. Now it's just little punk ass white kids on fucking e-bikes just cutting people off in traffic. And it annoys me. Yeah. And maybe it's because I'm getting old. Maybe because I'm getting grumpy. I'm a grumpy old man now. But like that really annoys me.
I used to really like watching like hockey fights, particularly like kids hockey fights. I don't know why kids beating each other up was like a thing that I got enjoyment out of, but it was. Okay. Now it's kids getting smacked by cars on e-bikes. That is very much in my algorithm now.
It's very sad though, because my wife works at a children's hospital and she deals with trauma to kids. That's kind of her thing. You know what I mean? And she says that she's had at least 8 or 9 kids this year just brain dead from e-bike accidents. Oh my God.
Yeah. I could see that.
Little Vegas in this house ain't getting no e-bikes, I'll tell you that. Your mom is in the wrong job, dude. I'm sorry. My son's going to have to do it the old school way. He's going to have to sneak into the house, get a big blanket, and fucking hang out on the couch with this girl. That's how he ain't going to be able to whisk her away, dude. Like, that's like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not going to happen. Yeah, e-bikes made me mad. I don't get it. They're just these punk ass kids, dude. Damn kids. I get so mad. Like they come up on y'all quick, you don't hear them coming. Next thing you know, just like a swarm of them flying around. Like I'm at the park with my kid, little kids. I have little kids, you know. The boy got in the I left it in late in life. So I got little ones, dude. And I'm freaking just pushing the kid on swing. And these kids are just ripping through the park on an e-bike. They have like no rules.
Yeah.
They can like go on the sidewalk, in the street, all over the place. I don't know, man. There need to be some regulation.
In Temecula, like on my Facebook, I get like City of Temecula posts, even though I don't follow the City of Temecula. And they're always cracking down on e-bikes. They're like ticketing kids. Like if you're riding on the sidewalk, they'll pull you. If you're going over a certain speed limit, they'll pull you.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, if you're not wearing a helmet, they'll pull you. They'll take your bike, make you walk home.
Fuck yeah, dude. Dad is not a fan of e-bikes, dude. Not a fan of e-bikes. Period. I thought for one time, like 2020, COVID, when everybody's like, what the fuck are we going to do? I thought about getting one. I was like, I can get one. I can make it to the gym. Imagine my big ass is on a fucking e-bike. You know why I never got into motorcycles? There's 3 reasons. 1, it's too late. I feel like I'll kill myself. I know you were into that stuff.
Yeah, that was my life.
2, you know, your boy, I don't know. I just get hot. And I don't feel like wearing pants would be a thing for me. And I'd be that guy on the bike in the shorts and fuck myself up again. And then 2, your boy's got a little meat in the back above my cheeks, dude, little handles here. And when I see these guys on these bikes and their shirts going up and you just see their fat, chubby backs, dude, I was like, that ain't me, dude. I can't. I got to leave this back. I got to keep this back covered, dude. I can't be showing off this bare freaking pasty ass fucking handles. And you know what I mean? That's not for me. And so, yeah, that's why I never got into motorcycles.
Get a vest. Your shirt won't fly.
Funny. You have to get a big bike. A guy like you needs a bigger bike. I can't afford a big bike. I've been on a little bike. Looking stupid.
Just mad on a Sportster.
Me on a little fucking Gixxer. And then I don't know nothing about them. So I know there's bikes that people like frown upon. Like, I don't want to buy the fucking elite gi of bikes and not know it.
Right.
I'm just a white belt coming in. Like, oh, it's a cool gi. Like, this guy's got a fucking elite gi on. Fucking, he's a poor. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? He's a dad looking for a bargain. I don't want that. You know, I don't want that. I want like, oh shit, yeah. I want to be the white belt who buys a fucking, level black or a shoei roll right off the get. I want that of energy.
I'll say this about bikes, particularly in the Harley community. Once you buy a Harley, at least for the older generation, like my dad's generation and whatnot, it was like you could have that one bike for life, and it'd be respectable. Like, oh, he's had that bike for 30 years. Even my bike, the last bike that the 2 bikes ago that I had, it was a 2000, and I was riding that shit in like 2011, 2012. I think I sold it in 2017. I had completely rebuilt it from top to bottom, like every nut, bolt, screw, wiring harness, everything was completely redone on it, paint, the whole nine. But like it was still a very respectable bike. You know what I mean? People look at it and they're just like, that's dope. That's a dope bike. I think it's
kind of like Jordans. Like, wow, you have the re-release, but the 2000, that's cool. Like, they don't make that one no more.
Right. And I don't even think it was like that. It was just like, it was a sought after, they don't change often, if that makes sense. So, how like every like 3 to 5 years, they'll redo the Accord. It'll get a complete revamp. Dyna's existed from 97 till 2017. And they only changed once, like physically. So,
yeah, I feel like and then when you talk to like somebody, my father-in-law been riding his whole life since he was 17,
mm-hmm.
right? And so he always gets a new bike like every year. That's just kind of like, he's like, oh, I'm done with this one, new one. You know what I mean? And he goes all different kinds, BMWs, Harleys, whatever. He just has a flavor of the week, gets a new bike. But he said he don't like riding with new guys.
Yeah.
He's like, I would not want to ride with you if you started riding because you're dangerous. You can get me hurt. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, he's like, I don't like riding in big motor like rides.
Right.
He's like, because like the novice people get you hurt. And you know
for sure.
Like,
yeah, they'll fuck up and take a whole group of dudes out.
It's kind of like higher belts not wanting to roll white belts.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, nah, dude, like stay away from me. I could tell you're new. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, at least get.
I was like, dude, so like, I'm too late. It's too old.
What are your thoughts on like? There's some schools. I think some of the Gracie schools and whatnot. They won't let you roll. At least with anybody else other than new white belts for like the first couple of months. Do you think there's something to that?
Some schools won't let you roll at all for like 2 months. I think it's dumb. I think you should roll on your first day. What the hell are we here for?
Well, I agree with that portion. But what about like what if we only let the white belts go against white belts for like a couple of months? Just get used to like.
Then they're not going to learn though. They're not going to learn. And I'm not trying to like hype up the ethological approach.
No, but I don't mean. I get the not learning thing, but like maybe they're learning to just exist in a role for the first couple of months and be spazzy with other spazzes. Maybe that even calms them down because they don't have a calm purple belt in front of them. You know what I mean? Who's making it look easy. So like sometimes I think the spazzy guys are spazzing out, not just because they feel like it's their only option, but because they feel like, oh, he's never seen this before. Kind of, you know what I mean? Like, oh, he's so calm right now. He doesn't know that I can do this. Maybe. And you're just like, well, you're not doing shit.
Trying to impress. Like, I'm gonna show you I'm strong. I can deadlift. Watch this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. My mom says I'm strong.
I think, and I've talked to Pancho about this. Me and him had a conversation a couple weeks ago. He's like, I don't get how people can go into a gym and then come in and drill for freaking 30 minutes and then get the situationals and then get the sparring and then say, no, sorry, you can't spar. You have to watch. He's like, dude, here's an experienced guy.
Right.
Look, so-and-so, this guy's new. What do we do to new guys? Everybody who's in my class right now just said, fuck them up. But that's a joke. Here's a new guy. Take care of him. Yeah. And then you let him work. And then like you put him in spots and let him defend. Like, hey, he worked on first day. He worked on what? Arm bar from guard. He worked on scissor sweep and he worked on hip hike. Put him in situations where he would want to use those.
Okay.
And show him why these fundamentals that we just drilled make sense. You're in side control now. What do you need to do? Oh, you need to hip escape and get the half guard. Oh, that's not a move we did in the beginning? Yeah, there it is. Oh, you need front roll. I have you in turtle. What do you need to do? front roll out of it, Graham being to a guard. Oh, you know what I mean? Right. Oh, I passing your guard. I picked you up. I double undered you. What do you need? Back roll. Boom. Oh, what we did in class. Put them in spots which they just learned. So they can be like, oh, that makes sense. No one wants you to just come in, do a couple drills, and then freaking leave and then feel like you didn't get a workout in. We're here to work out. So smash a white belt on the first day. I'm down for it as long as it's safe.
Would you say that it's, as somebody that's at my belt range, let's say I'm going and I get a newer white belt. Let's say he's a month in. Never rolled with the guy. Maybe he's been a 6 a.m.er and he comes to a 6 p.m. class and I'm there. And I go to roll with him. And at first I'm just I know I can recognize he's a new guy. I recognize he's white belt. I'm not gonna just smash him immediately. But I'll match his energy. You know what I mean? So we'll go. I'll be playing light. Now, if they decide to get all reckless and start fucking flailing around and whatnot, do you think it's wrong of me to immediately just go 100%, smash, get a quick sub, and then almost at that, either they're going to like reel it in and be like, okay, I'm not there. Or at that point, if they calm down, then we can start to kind of do what you did.
If they're bringing the fucking energy, like they're like, hey, I'm an athlete. I play football. Like, and they're bringing the smoke. Yeah. Bring the smoke.
Okay.
They're probably having a great time. And you should be too. Like, fuck yeah, we're getting after it. Fuck this guy. I'm going to use he don't know shit. I'm going to use what I know on him. He's bringing it. I could try something cool. And you know what I mean? Like, good for him. Like, don't hurt him. Don't, like, if you have a move and he doesn't even know how to tap, obviously catch and release, but smash him, match the energy, fuck him up.
I had a conversation.
And then afterwards be like, damn, dude, tell him what every guy wants to say. Damn, you're strong, bro.
Right.
And then send him on his way.
I had a conversation last week with one of the newer blue belts at my school, and we were talking about the pod specifically, and he was saying like, man, like even when I was a white belt, even like later white belt, I really feel bad and guilty about like using my size or using my strength or whatnot, or going against like a newer white belt that knows nothing, and like, you know, not really giving them any smoke, not really trying to like submit them. And he's like, but then I heard you guys talking about how, you know, like, no, white belts are who you should be trying your more difficult moves on to see if they can work. And if you could start landing them with the new white belts, try it on a more experienced white belt and kind of work up from there, like work up the ladder as far as difficulty. You know what I mean? Like, you're not going to learn this new technique and try to go land it on a purple belt or a brown belt, because it's probably not going to happen because you aren't familiar enough with it. And he goes, once you guys talked about that and basically like affirmed that a white belt is kind of like your trial, you know, like your lab essentially. You know what I mean? You're now I'm in the laboratory and I can really like test some things out to see how well they work with my game. And he's just like, I started doing that and I just started getting better. Like, and I was like, yeah, like that's what they're there for. You know what I mean? Like they're your training partners. They just don't know anything yet, but they're still your training partner.
We must be nice to the white belts because we want them to come back to class again. Why do we want white belts to come back to class again? 1, to keep a professor happy and keep his fridge full of food. 2, because they are our chum. We are the sharks. They are the chum. That is how we eat. That is how we learn. That is how we thrive. We live off trying new things on white belts. And if they're spazzy, white belt with resistance, that's even better. Let's really see if it freaking works.
Right.
Use the white belts to develop your game. So then you're like, wow, I've hit that sweep 3 times on freaking Jeff in this 3rd fucking week. Let's see if I can hit it on one of my blues. Let's see if I can hit it on a purple. Right. Oh, okay, here we go. White belts are the chum of the ocean, and all the other belts are just bigger fish. Eat them.
We have a shit ton of questions.
Fucking A.
Question here, Davis MD. Fat man lasso omoplata setup. Chef's kiss. I still need to smooth it out, but I hit it today. I need more.
It's the most money. It is the most money omoplata from lasso that you can get. A lot of people go underneath and hit that lasso. If you fat man roll out of it, I mean, did I call it that? If that's what it's called, hey man, fine, whatever. But that's the way I've been doing it. And it works. And there's a lot of other options off it. And there will be more because your boy is planning on doing a lasso demo. My first instructional. I want to get that done this year because your boy needs money. So like, yeah, I plan on getting that done. And then, but yeah, There'll be more of that. I want to do a whole big man lasso breakdown. Stay tuned. And thank you, bro. I appreciate it.
We got Chef Caddison says, huge fan of you guys. How do you prepare mentally before and during a comp?
You go, Kenny, because everybody knows. I've said it many times what my mind before a comp.
You know, I've tried different things. I tried to like listen to music to really like kind of get into a mood and whatnot. And it didn't do anything for me. Like I just listened to the music and was stoked to be listening to the music, but it didn't like change my mindset. I think more importantly, getting my mind off the fact that I'm getting ready to go compete. So like once I hit the bullpen and it becomes real, like I'm weighed in, my gis checked, the whole nine. And I had, in one of my competitions, I had one of our upper belts come and he was just bullshitting with me on the sideline. And we were just kind of talking about not even jiu-jitsu, just he was almost distracting me from the fact that I was getting ready to go against somebody. And I was like, you know, so I'm not looking around like, who's my competitor? Who, you know, oh, that guy looks like he's my size. He's got a blue belt. He looks about my age. Yeah. He
never
distracted.
Never that guy.
Yeah. He distracted me from that. And then he basically just said like, hey, look, he said, gave me some advice about like, you know, if they try to pull guard, just kind of disconnect and reset and then start working your guard pass. But like, don't let them grab grips and then pull guard and then fall into their trap. And I was like, okay. And I did just that and it went well. You know what I mean? So like that, just kind of having a distraction beforehand. I didn't need to be pumped up or hyped up. I'm an older dude. I've competed in other things in the past. And I understand that like, there's nothing that I'm going to hear in the bullpen or do in the bullpen right before I do my competition role that is going to change the game. You know what I mean? Like all the preparation up to that point is what mattered. So there's nothing that's going to be said to me or shown to me right then that's really going to like affect me. So I just need to be calm, clear my head, get out there. And it's like, once I hit the mat and, you know, you bow, they wave you on. At that point, it's just like, okay, lock in, you know, there's a guy in front of me. Where can I grab? How's he standing? You know, is he leaning forward? Does he have a wrestler stance? Is he fucking real upright? You know, can I grab and try to go for a sweep because he's standing up kind of a thing? Like, and that was it.
I don't let the nerves just be the match. And what I mean by that is I embrace the whole experience. A lot of people put music in to get away from the match before the match happens. They try to listen to music. They try to get away. And that's all great. To me, I like to not listen to music on the way in there because I like to engulf myself in like battle time. And then I like, when I get in there, I like to hear the sounds of the DQ. I like all the craziness of the tournament and then the screaming and the clapping and the go, 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 go. I just like, oh, dude. And then I get in my head and I'm like, I get to go to have fun and roll today with people. Not everybody gets to do this. This is something for me. I'm here. I like 30, 40 years from now, I'm going to look down and be like, look at what I was doing here. Like some people were scared to even sign the registration. I made it. So like, I'm all hyped and I'm like, I'm going to be the villain of this day. Everybody has dreams of being on the podium. I'm ruining that for them. This guy's mine. Like, oh, that guy, the guy you always see in the bullpen, that's never the guy. That's never the guy's going to be in your division. But then I'm looking around, I'm like, but if you are, I'm fucking you up. And I'm just like really in this zone of like loving it. I'm loving the nerves. The nerves, like, wow, it's to get yourself to feel that way. It makes me feel alive.
Right.
I love feeling nervous. I love feeling like, I did that whole feeling. I'm just like, oh, people are like shy away from it. And people want to be like, oh man, I'm so like, what do I do? I know my game. And maybe you're a white belt, maybe you're a blue belt and you don't know your game, but I know my game and you do know what you want to do. And like, I'm just going to try to do the best I can and whatever happens. But here comes 100% of me. That's my mindset.
How do you mitigate? I think it's not necessarily the nervous thing that people shy away from, but I think more or less the nervousness, at least in your first competitions, usually tends to lead to an adrenaline dump. So what are you doing to avoid the adrenaline dump while still welcoming the nerves?
Yeah, because you're going to hold your breath at the beginning, right? So, and that's why a lot of people will pull guard because they're so used to like keep sparring that way. It's usually the 8th grade school dance where no one's getting a takedown, where you gash your forearms out, and stuff like that. And it's just reps, bro. It's like you're going to adrenaline dump your first time. I mean, I did. Everybody does. You know, my first time, I didn't have this mindset. My first time, you know, I had a little bit of MMA, and then I kind of went into this thing like, whatever. And I went in there like thinking I'm just going to murk people, and I got beat up. And then on pans, I got put to sleep. But like, it is what it is. Like, I didn't have this then. This is something I learned like purple belt era is when I was like, just changed my mindset and like started rolling for future glory and not for the now. And I just kind of just lived in the moment and embraced it, because it's not everybody gets this opportunity to do this. And I'm like, my ancestors are looking down on me and being like, this dude freaking going for it right now. Little Matt Vega, hey, you're freaking, he going for it right now. Look, he's out here. He's freaking go fight some guys right now. Like, this is awesome. And like, trying to put on a show. Try to put on the show for the people who are upstairs looking down. Like, because that's where I'm going to be one day. And that's just how I do it. But I didn't have it at the beginning. No way. Adrenaline dumped, gassed, vomited.
Oof. Puking.
Put to sleep by a guy who's like the size of a door in front of my ex-girlfriend. That's crazy, dude.
Matt and Forster Soap, cross-country road trip, Tommy Boy style. What grappler are you taking and why?
Don't you remember you told me you love me, baby? The music. Tommy Boy. Let's see. You go first, Kenny. Who would I want to road trip? I mean, I road trip with Kenny. That's the guy. That's my guy right now. That's the guy I want to go with. No, rolling with Matt and Forster Soap would be cool.
Let's say a known grappler. Let's say competitive or, you know, big personality in space. I would say
I think me and Craig Jones would be a fun ride.
Yeah. I think that would be funny, but I think Craig Jones is Kenny circa 2014 would love to road trip with Craig Jones. Kenny in 2025, I'm not built for road tripping with Craig Jones anymore. Me
and Craig Jones would be having a great time. We'd be like, fuck yeah, laugh and be the greatest day ever. And all of a sudden we get to our destination. It's like, hey, let's go fucking hang out with some trannies, mate. And I'd be like, I gotta call my wife, brother. I gotta see if this is okay.
I would say Jeff Glover. I feel like Jeff Glover is my pace of party. I feel like he's a wild man that maybe slowed down a little bit as he's gotten older. And he's friends with a bunch of people that we're friends with. So I'd say Jeff Glover would probably vibe well with us.
I think Matt Serra would be fun to roll with.
He seems hilarious in that, like, that New Jersey, New Yorker, like East Coast.
Let's get some pizza. I'm in, dude. I'm in. Let's get some fucking pizza, dude. Say less. You read my fucking mind. I'm already pulled over, dude. What are we talking about, dude?
The real Mr. Iman, you guys ever deal with lower back or sacral injuries? How do you recover? I had a
sacral injury, like my nutsack?
I don't know what sacral injury is. I've had a lower back. I had a really bad, really like 2 months. I had a sciatica issue, and which was leading to lower, like intense lower back pain, like I've never had before. And after 2 months of trying to stretch and trying to, like, every morning, every night, throughout the day at school, buying like a therapeutic pillow to sit on while I'm at work and one to, because I have like a 45-minute commute to work, sitting on this pillow in my car and whatnot, and just it being in pain all the time. I decided to go to a chiropractor, which I'm not a chiropractor person at all. Matt and I've talked about this in the past. I definitely was like anti-chiropractor. I thought they were all like snake oil salesmen. It was all smoke and mirrors. And I think a lot of that is probably true for a lot of chiropractors, but I went to a specific guy that was a recommendation. He's the sports medicine doctor for like the local high school football team, and has been for like over 20 years. And he was just like, what's your issue? I told him what my issue was. He put a TENS unit on me for a little bit, and then he took me back and he like adjusted me and did some stretches with me. And then I walked out of that place, and before I left, I said, hey, how often do I need to come do this? And he's like, whenever you feel like you need me. Like, you don't need to come back and, you know, I mean, there's no, he goes, I don't do that whole like, oh, this is going to take a process of like weeks and months of adjustments.
That's an insurance grab.
Yeah. He was just like, no, he goes, if you need me, set an appointment. If you don't, you know, bye. Like, good luck. And so I walked.
I love the chiropractor.
Yeah. I walked out of there and I felt probably like 70% better just leaving. And then over the next 2 days, my back injury was gone. So might be worth looking into. I would just find a good chiropractor, somebody that comes
Massage,
highly recommended.
Tense unit is huge.
Yeah.
Chiropractic, it does help. And you probably, I mean, maybe your size dictates this, but you're probably playing half guard a lot and you're probably getting stacked. And I'm trying to say, don't do that. But like as a bigger guy, I'd be like, dude, like so many guys have back injuries that play half guard. It's like, cause they're just scrunched up and they're trying to dig underneath the guy and trying to pull a guy over them. And when you're pulling the guy over them, you're just like totally like twisting your back, your lower back with resistance, trying to pull that leg. You know, you gotta think you're not using your legs to pull. So you're just using your upper body to try to pull this guy up while your legs are like in a lockdown and you're like, just your lower back stretching it out. So maybe change your game up a little bit, try to be on top a little more till you heal. Chiropractic, therapy, you know. Yes, I mean, back injuries, I mean, that's kind of like, you're going to have those, dude. Like, it's jiu-jitsu, dude. Like, I don't think anybody, your most healthiest day of jiu-jitsu is the day you signed a waiver to try jiu-jitsu physically.
Right.
The rest of the days, but you're all going to get better mentally and all that good stuff. But your most healthy day physically is the day you sign up.
We've got a question here from Rubens69.
Oh, bonjour.
What's your view on getting stripes on your belt? Our club stops doing it after white belt. We've had the stripe talk in here multiple times. Matt and I are both in agreement that, stripes don't.
I like stripes.
Yeah. Stripes don't matter.
I'm a fan.
Other than
stripes don't matter until you get the black belt.
Yeah. Yeah. Then they kind of matter. Yeah. But I guess it just depends on the student. Like me personally, it feels good to get a stripe, but if I don't get one, like if my school just didn't do them at all, it wouldn't affect me. I'm just there to learn and get better. It's clearly there for retention of students. Some people need that reinforcement, that attaboy, to keep going. It's motivation for them. Like, okay, I got a stripe. At least I'm heading down the right path. It lets you know it's like periodic progress. And maybe it's a way of doing that because it's easier than your professor having to stop every couple of weeks and be like, hey man, you're doing a good job. You know, I think that's all that it is. Realistically, it's like you're progressing. It's just it's like Tommy Boy said, back the mat and force soap. It's like Tommy Boy said, it's like a guarantee. And doesn't guarantee makes you feel all fuzzy inside. But if you want me to take a shit in a box and mark it guaranteed, I'll do that for you. But you know what I mean? But like, it's not like stripes, they don't really matter. Your belt matters. But it's good, man. I like them, and they make people happy inside and make them all fuzzy and like they help I know a guy I almost fucking died for a piece of tape one time when I was a white belt. Yeah.
Like, I don't know, man. They're important. Like, they're part of the jiu-jitsu culture now. If your team doesn't do them, fine. That's great. But if your team does, they're important. People love them. People want them. And if they're important to the people, they're important to me.
I'll say this, because I have friends that do train at no-gi only schools. They do belt, but they don't stripe. So because of that, I've seen guys that have been right on the cusp of blue consider leaving that school and quitting because they get disgruntled and they feel like they're getting overlooked for a promotion because they never had any like reinforcement of the stripe. And, they happen to stick it out and all of a sudden that, they'll get disgruntled and they'll start saying things like, I'm thinking about going to a different school. I think I'm just kind of over this, And then all of a sudden, the next promotion comes around and they get a blue belt. And all that disgruntled attitude they had before, out the window. Now they're back in. And they're all about that school again. I think as
a professor.
Yeah.
As a professor and you don't have, sorry for interrupting you. As a professor and if you don't have stripes, then your communication with your students needs to be better.
Yeah.
You need to let them know where they stand more. And you need to be like, hey, this is where you're at. And this is where I need to improve. You need to do that to more of the guys. rather than let the stripes do that. A lot of times the stripes will tell you, you're 4 stripes, you're close, bro. That, you don't even have to ask the professor, you got 4 stripes on your belt. Like, dude, I'm close.
Right.
Obviously he thinks I'm close.
Right.
If you know what I mean? Like, oh, he gave me 3 stripes last promotion. Oh crap. I must be really close. You know what I mean? Like I only had 1, I had no stripes. He gave me 3. Right. Like, oh crap. I must be fast tracking. Right. But if you don't have stripes, then you need to be more communicative. You have better communication with your students and let them know like, hey, they're doing good here, but your top game sucks, or your takedowns need to get better, or, you know, something about the honey hole that 10th planet guys talk about a lot. Whatever, dude, you need to freaking improve. You need more communication.
Ghost Rider 85, is a mullet a requirement to advance to blue belt, or is that a purple belt requirement?
I don't know, man. I got mine at black hair. Belt, dude. I got mine at black belt, dude. The mullet is just, it's the cornrows of the fucking white community. You know what I mean? And then it's the paisa shit for the Mexicans. Like, it's just a look. You can have it, you know, you can have it whenever you want. You can be a white belt with a mullet if you want. I just think it's a cool haircut. My wife's starting to hate it. And so that's making me want to keep it. I don't know why we do that as husbands. No idea, dude. She's like, not digging it. I'm like, let's grow it longer.
That's how I am with my beard. My wife loves my beard, and there'll be points in time where I'm just like, dude, I'm fucking over it, and I'll just want to just go and shave it off instantly because it grows out. You mean, like, it comes back pretty quickly, right. And she'll be like, don't, and she'll like plead like, save it from at least till my birthday because I want it in pictures, or save it till this because, and I'm like, that's another month away from now. You know, I got a whole
the girl that wants to have sex with you, you're like, fuck you. You think this is hot? I'm out, dude. I'm done. She's like, I want you to like. She wanted me to do the fade again and like the side part. She wants that back.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's gone. Dude.
You have the hair for
brown belt, 2-stripe brown belt. Matt is gone. He ain't coming back. I want to fucking bleach this shit. I want to go full blonde. And everybody's like, yeah. And then Wendy, come on, Wendy. I brought that up at the table. You're supposed to be like, that would look great. We all went to dinner with our wives in Little Lakes. His family, you and me, and we all were there, and we were supposed to like. Somehow my hair got brought up, and I was like, I want to bleach it. You know, some real fucking jiu-jitsu fuckboy shit. I'm ready. It's final stage of the mullet, and or put like a blonde streak through it only. This for the trolls. You know what I mean? So like, this fucking clown. I'm ready. And all of a sudden, Wendy's like, it's gonna look bad. You got Mexican in your blood. And I'm like, what's that supposed to mean?
She said it's gonna be orange. Yeah.
You're gonna have orange. I'm like, and then my wife's like, yeah, see, told you, don't do it. And I'm like, damn it, man. Like, fuck. Like that, a bleached head is something I have to get approval on. I got to get that cleared from the boss. And you guys, damn it, Wendy. And write me a review, she says. I was like, yeah, you ruined my dreams over here. The review. Old Town Barbers. Check her out. She does do good haircuts, though. But, man, killing dreams over here at freaking Islands Burgers.
Dommy says, is it okay to enjoy choking cops who are my teammates? Absolutely.
Fuck yes.
Right at the camera.
Hell yes.
Absolutely.
It's one of the best parts about jiu-jitsu if you're not a cop. Beating up cops. Sorry.
Especially if you're somebody who has run-ins with the cops. You know, maybe you're a weed smoker. Maybe maybe you're drunk and you go to the bar. Maybe you've got a DUI. This is your chance for revenge. Sign up.
I got a ticket for changing the song about 3 years ago.
Really? There's
a Motors Cop, the worst, dude. If you're a Motors Cop and you're a fan of us, thank you, but you're the worst. So my phone was old and broken, so I couldn't really like do the Apple Connect. So I had an auxiliary plug in, and I was like switching through Disney songs, because the sad part about being 40 is you get your dream car, but you're not bumping the music you want to, you're bumping Disney music. So anyway, so I'm just rolling in my truck, bumping Frozen. Elsa's just doing her thing. And my daughter's like, switch the song. I don't want this one. So I have to freaking get on my phone and I switch my song. The freaking guy, caught me. Motors Cop caught me on my phone, pulls me over. Little guy comes up to my door. Hey, you know why I stopped you? I was like, yeah. He's like, you're on your phone. I'm like, I know, I was changing the song. Looks at me, music's still playing. He goes, oh, you don't like Frozen? And I'm
no
like,
way.
No. I was like, no, I don't like Frozen, bro. Sorry. He's like, sorry, here's your ticket. $160 ticket. And I'm like, please, God, we were literally right next to your police station. Please roll into 6 a.m. to get better at jiu-jitsu. Because I remember your face. When it comes to that, I'm waiting. I'm waiting for them. And he works with Brock. Brock, what is this guy's name? He's got 2 months free jiu-jitsu if he wants it. I'm waiting for that guy to walk in so I could freaking roll with him. First round, second round. Like, yeah, the black belt really liked me. He kept rolling with me. I want it. I want that smoke. I want all that smoke.
Just all pressure taps.
A tent ticket? Bone arrow choke, motherfucker.
Wendy the Barber. Fight, fuck, kill. John Cena, RFK Jr., Kendrick Lamar. Hashtag bro sleepovers be like.
I'm not going to kill Kendrick Lamar because I don't need that kind of freaking hate on the line. Fight John Cena because that means I'm at WrestleMania. That's fucking awesome. And I would love to be in WrestleMania, even though he's hard to see. And then who was the other one?
RFK Jr.
I guess I'm marrying RFK. And you know what? That's fine because we're going to work out in the morning.
It's fight, fuck, kill. There's no marry. Fight.
I'm fucking RFK. And you know what? His voice it's kind of hot.
Oh my God, Matt, I'm going to come.
It's like hooking up. It's like fucking hooking up with Fozzie Bear, dude. Like waka waka waka. God damn it. Okay, Wendy, you made up for it. I forgive my cheeks. Aspartame. Let me put my aspartame in here. Put that aspartame in here, RFK. Shit.
Throw that aspartame in a circle.
Throw that aspartame. Whoa, fuck. God. Crying over here. Woo. You got a good RFK, dude. You just in the bathroom, that Sydney Sweeney meme where she's just like combing her hair, and then Kenny's just in the shower, Wendy's getting ready, and he's just working on his RFK just for this moment. He doesn't even know. Like, why you've been in the labs working on that? I'm out here doing Dean Lister, like, do it now. You're over here doing aspartame. What? When did we know? Why are you keeping that one in the bag? Where are you hiding that from?
I just tried that right now. I've never done that before.
That's good, dude.
I feel like we could work. Dude. I got 4 years of material out of that coming up. So let's work on this.
Wow, dude, it's a good RFK.
Mark, lag action. Not a question, but in case Matt didn't know, I'm providing the road snacks to CJI. I was at Mark works at a gun store. Mark manages a gun store, and I picked up my gun yesterday. And he asked if we were going to CJI, and he said he would like to roll to CJI. He is now back at Checkmat. He's at Checkmat Corona with Jimmy Tat.
Okay.
So he wants to roll to CJI, and he's just like, I could get the time off of work, and wants to sit in the Checkmat section.
Fucking A, let's roll, dude. Just provide the snacks. I don't know what that fucking means, but whatever, dude. Let's do it. I'm in. I'm hungry.
Mark, request. I'm going to need some road lumpia, and I don't mean dick. I mean actual lumpia.
Road lumpia, huh?
Yeah. Have you ever had lumpia?
I want to see that aspartame.
Feed me some lumpia.
Lumpia is the devil. The devil's taquito. That's what I heard.
Somebody wrote in and said, from a hobbyist perspective, does purchasing instructionals actually advance your game measurably, or is there enough free content to supplement? And how do you know which system to investigate? If I'm gone for 2 hours at class, it'll be hard to sell my wife that I'm going to watch another hour learning half guard. I think for an instructable,
I'm gonna be honest with you. Go ahead.
I would say I think for an instructional to be effective, you need somebody to practice with. I don't think you're going to learn a half guard system at home, doing half guard with your air partner. So unless you've got somebody at home that's willing to practice with you, which it clearly sounds like your wife is not, or you've got a friend that's going to come over and get some extra work in, then I don't see the benefit of that.
I've never bought a jiu-jitsu instructional.
Yeah.
I just didn't feel like the money, I didn't have it when I was coming up in the ranks.
Dude, some of them are expensive.
But now it's all on YouTube, bro. You can find it. Just whatever sweep you're looking for, you find it on YouTube. Now it's a bunch of different people showing you different stuff. And if you want like Lucas Late half guard, you're like, that's the cream of the cream. So he's showing you all the different moves. But if you're like, here's a half guard waiter sweep. Oh, from this guy, from Lucas Late. Oh, cool. And then all of a sudden you're like, what about getting to X from half guard? Oh, it's not from Lucas Late, but it's from Lich and Giles. Oh, okay. So like you're learning, there are a lot of top guys, but you're making you're having to do more homework to find the game, but you really don't need instructional. If you can afford instructional, buy it. But it's not a necessity. No, I never bought one, unfortunately.
Yeah. Do you think as an instructor, let's say you owned your own school and you're nowhere near Poncho, right? Like you don't have the benefit of like your instructor being able to like toss you an idea. Do you think that could be beneficial because you could put it on as an instructor and kind of watch what they're doing and you already know these moves likely, and it's just like a little refresher, or you're seeing how they break it down to teach it and you kind of go in and show that way? Does that make sense? Do you think there'd be benefit to that?
Yeah, for sure. I do that now. But with the internet. So like I'm gonna teach half guard. And I know what I like to do in half guard. But a lot of the stuff I do is like, well, I'm big. So I try to think. Sometimes I get outside the movement, like, why does this move work for me?
Gotcha.
I'm like, oh, because I'm fucking built like a fucking, a square. That's why it works. So I'm like, okay, then let me see what other guys are doing too. So then I can kind of be like, oh, okay, so I do it this way, but it's like, but if someone does this, maybe someone else. So I'll go to the line and then pretty much try to, I'll steal stuff. Boy's a little thief, a little quarter Mexican over here. I'll steal some shit and I'll freaking, you know what I mean? I'll freaking take that. I'm like, yeah, we use this. That was a good little move there. So you're always learning from other people. That is just normal. But yeah, refresher course, getting the role with like world-class guys definitely helps it. But if you're far away from somebody, you just got to use the internet.
We have another question here from Spencer Christ. It says, as a smaller guy, I have a hard time getting on top and staying there. Should I continue to work on passing and pinning, or do I continue to develop my guard game?
Well, your guard game is going to be your game. So you should develop your guard game. But yeah, continue passing and pinning. But full mount is not a good place to be for a little guy, because they're just going to roll you over next time you're bottom guard again. So get your points on top, get the side control. If you feel like you're going to roll, you need to have, you need to get to the scarf hold position where you sit out with your legs. You need to switch your hips, and you need to put that dick in the dirt, like all the way in the dirt. Like if you're up on your knees in side control, the big guy's going to roll you over his body.
Right.
You got to freaking literally sprawl your legs out and if you feel you're getting rolled over, you sprawl your legs out and you put your fucking helmet on the fucking mat, dude. And you fucking chilling there.
Right.
And that's where you need to be, and get super heavy, almost like you're pushing him in front of your body away. You're pushing him away. And then once he misses, then you crawl back up on side control. And then all of a sudden he starts rolling again. You push away and you get way outside. Too many guys are like too high, bunched up on their knees.
Right.
You know what I mean? They don't have active toes. They're flat princess feet, and the tops of their feet are on the mat. You need to be like ready to like, oh, he's going to buck me up. I'm starting to roll. I'm going to jump up to my feet, knee on belly. Now roll, bitch. Boom, knee on belly. Boom. Now you just gave me your back, and I took your back instead. I didn't get rolled. I felt I was going to get rolled, and I freaking popped up like a surfer and put my knee in your ribs. And then when you rolled, you just gave me your back.
I feel like sprawling.
Play that game.
I feel like sprawling as a outside of defending a takedown, defending a double leg or something like that. I feel like that's kind of an overlooked thing a lot in jiu-jitsu. I feel like I'm seeing it more and more prominently being taught, but I've been using sprawling my legs out as a way to pass half guard. If I can get like the one leg out.
Sure.
And I can't quite, that knee slice just isn't there. If I can like get a decent body lock, or like maybe under the head and then an underhook and kind of link my hands together so they can't roll me off of them, and I can sprawl my legs out far enough to where like I can break away from their legs and just kind of like sidewalk them.
Around.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, that's been working.
That's
a
money.
fair amount. Yeah.
Sprawling out is a way to pass, even in lasso. Okay. Breaking news. You want to pass someone's lasso pretty easy. A lot of people don't go to the trap side. You can go to the trap side if you go fucking way outside.
God.
You're not going to go past it where you can load it up over the top. You're going way outside, and I'm almost crawling into you.
Right.
Because then I can't load you up. You're so far to the outside. I'm just freaking sliding in the home plate on my belly, and I come in. Yeah, you still have the lasso, but I'm in side control now.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
What are you going to do?
Rosas for life. Have you ever trained at Gracie Baja? And if so, what did y'all think about it? Colt.
Kenny?
It's cold. It's cold. It's cold. It's cold.
I've never trained at Gracie Baja. Could never afford it. Legit instruction. Hoyler, all those fucking legends, right?
Yeah.
Legit Romolo. I can't remember say that guy's name. But great instruction. But I could never afford it. And it just, you know what I mean? We've said we like to be able to express ourselves in our jiu-jitsu. You can't put honey in a corner, put baby in a corner, whatever Kenny said that one time. You can't put us in the corner and make me wear a white gi. I'm fat. Okay? You can't have me looking like the Michelin Man every fucking day. No one's gonna take me serious. I wear black for a reason, man. It's slimming. I want to be, let me express myself. I think you're gonna learn legit jiu-jitsu. They don't let you spar right away. They have a lot of rules. Some of them are attendance based. Not a proponent for Gracie Baja. Not to say that you're not. For everybody who trains at Gracie Baja and who has developed a game through them, I'm not saying that your shit's not legit, because they are a legit school. It is a legit academy. You are learning legit jiu-jitsu under a legit banner. I just don't like all the nickel and diamond in the rules.
Yeah. Yeah. And when I say that's a cult, that's what I mean. I never personally trained there. I did at one point in time consider signing up for one because it was what was going to be on my route home from work. But when I learned the cost of signing up, it wasn't in the cards for me. But I've talked about this before. It was like a month up front, and then sign up fee was the same cost as a month dues. And then I had to purchase a gi. And if I wanted to do no gi, then I needed to purchase the rash guard and short set as well. And it was going to be like over $600 to start my first month. And I'm like, I can't afford this. I'm like, it was insane, dude. It was like, I think it was like 180 plus a 180 fee plus 150 for the gi. And then if I wanted the rash guard set, that was gonna be like another like 70 or 80 bucks. Yeah, it was like almost $600, dude. I was like, this is insane. Bro. I don't know who can afford that. Imagine trying to sign. You got 2 kids. You're gonna sign up, and dad wants to start too. You're gonna drop $1,200 for your first month.
I'm a throwback, dude. I started off in a garage. You know what I mean? And then we went from there.
So yeah. I needed something a little more. Maybe it's their way of keeping poor people out of their gym. You got to have money to train.
You got to be serious. They only want serious guys.
Yeah. So if you're going to make that kind of financial commitment.
Then I see guys that are like, how? Some Brazilian kids from the favelas and shit that had a tough life are all Gracie Baja black belts. I'm like, how?
Yeah.
How? Someone was hooking you up, dude. Some people were, but that's any gym. Some people are training for $3.50 and some people are paying full admission. That's just the way it goes, dude. Don't ask, don't tell. Keep it moving.
Plaka 080. Did Gordon ever respond to Nicky Rod's $1 million call out? Yeah, he did.
I think he did.
He responded. He said, I'm the one with all the money and all the notoriety, so I'm the one who's going to dictate what the rule set is and how we're going to do it. So this is how it's going to go, or I'm not going to do it at all. But I mean, he had altered. And
to that, I agree. I mean, but I don't think he's the one without notoriety anymore. No. I'd say Nicky Rod's got notoriety now.
Yeah.
He's $1 million grappler, baby. He's just a big, I would say Nicky Rod is a top 4, top 5 name in jiu-jitsu.
Right.
I mean, like, was Gordon, Craig, Mikey, Nicky Rod? Whatever. You know what I mean? Like, Rotolo, right? I would say, like, they're like he's the top name. So to say he doesn't have that, but Gordon is right where Gordon is the guy that's you're trying to make a name off of.
Right.
Gordon should be able to set the rules. So it should be an away game for Nikki. And he should have to fight on Gordon's rules. And but we'll see if that ever happens.
Right.
I've talked to guys like Tom the Blast and shit, and they're like, I don't understand how these guys have not like the stuff that they've said about each other.
Right.
How are they in the same city and they've never just had a freaking e-bike showdown? You know what I mean? Just start throwing hands. I just don't understand. I don't get it either.
We got our last question here. This is from 5-Stripe White Belt. How long did you keep your shit cup in your delivery truck after using it, Matt?
Okay, episode fucking under 10. Okay, I talked about your boy is UPS guy, and I talked about one time your boy was on a residential route, and your boy really had to go to bathroom. Okay, number 2, and I was like, you can't just go knock on some random zoo door like, who's this guy? It's the Host Nation guy who wants to poop in my house. Not gonna happen. Okay, it's not gonna happen. So I didn't know what to do. I was literally driving and then parking, standing up, crossing my feet, pinching the cheeks, getting back in. Your boy was in trouble, dude, and I had 3 Pelotons I had to deliver. He's not gonna make it. So I had to do a number 2. Nothing to do, no TP. And I was like, what am I going to do? I'm not going to just, become a freaking, have a sex crime here. And just by taking a brown ski in my brown shorts and the UPS shorts. You know what I mean? So I looked at my cup holder. I just had Carl's Jr. about an hour before and I had a big cup. And your boy, I knew it was going to be a solid one. You know what I mean? So I just cupped it, dude. I cupped that booty. Put a cup on a booty. I cupped that booty and just one freaking, soft served it in there. And then, proceeded to finish my route, which about 30 more stops, walked in and, to this day, your boy has an odd amount of UPS socks. Because that one sock, you just put it on your hand and you just wipe it down. So yeah, I have one less UPS sock. That's an old story from early in the podcast days. If you have no, and that's the kind of guy that's giving you jiu-jitsu advice. Secondly, I ditched that cup right away. I just set it on the side. So some homeless dude probably grabbed it and there was still ice in it. You know what I mean? I'm not going to ride with my own due. What are you talking about, baby? Your boy littered. Okay, I'm sorry. I was in a residential area, dude.
Straight left to cup.
What do you want me to do? It wasn't trash day. No one had their trash cans out. Okay? I was in a residential area, Kenny. What am I supposed to do? Huh? If it doesn't get all over the place, it doesn't belong in your face. It's Carl's Jr., dude.
Oh my God, there's just a cup. Somebody Marietta has a cup full of shit on their sidewalk. They pulled into the driveway after work. They saw the cup. They're like, God damn it. These goddamn kids.
Damn kids.
They walked out there, they picked it up, and they're just like, what the fuck?
Yeah. Woo.
Thank God Ring cameras didn't exist back then.
Oh, well, they wouldn't have known. They just saw a UPS guy just set a cup on the fucking sidewalk. They're like, why that UPS guy just...
Yeah, until the guy that picks the shit cup up goes and checks his Ring camera and sees that the UPS guy left the shit cup on the sidewalk.
Oh, they're like, who did it? Oh, the UPS guy. Oh, what can Brown do for you, girl? Brown to the bone over here. But I'm not in the truck no more, so you don't have to worry about those incidents anymore. The Host Nation guy's got a cush job at UPS now. I don't have to do that no more. I don't drive anymore. So we're good, dude. And I'm sorry. Hey, sir, I'm sorry for doing that. But it was desperate times. I didn't want to. And I can't believe I told that story again. I'll say it again in another 60 episodes, I'm sure. Bring up poop cup.
That is it for questions, sir.
Hashtag poop cup in the comments, dude, if you made it,
this far. Yeah.
And hashtag poop cup. Hot Carl. Hashtag hot Carls, dude. Hashtag hot Carls in the comments. You think of what I'm thinking?
Aim for the bushes, my man.
Aim for the bushes. My name is Matt at Host Nation BJJ. This is Kenny at Freak Party BJJ. Follow us on all our socials. BJJ Balance on Instagram. Get us to 7,000. We're almost at 4,000. We need 3 more thousand. Get us there. Help us. We love you guys all. Have a good weekend. Unhook the fucking whatever's holding you down. Fucking cut that free and fly. This is your year. Everybody said, "Os."